What is going on, guys? It's Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son, and we are talking spoiler review of Mayans MC Season 3. Can I get it? There it is. Episode 6. Now, no edits on my spoiler review. It's really thoughts to you guys. I just watched the episode, and there is a lot to digest in this episode. But I gotta say, I feel like this episode was a pause episode. Was a pause to see where the characters are, where they might be going, but mostly where the characters are. We have a lot of interactions between, you have a little bit of Miguel, you have Easy and Gabby. It's an Easy and Gabby episode, but then it's also a Bishop episode. It's things still twirling, still turning, but there's this pause where there's a lot of dialogue going around, there's a lot of interaction, there's a lot of just finding themselves and losing themselves at the same time. So I'm going to just jump in. I really feel like this episode was, like I said, a pause episode. It was a slower episode. All right, guys. Excuse me. It was a slower episode. It starts from beginning. It's a slow burn. It does give you a lot towards the end. It's kind of like one of those episodes you see a lot on TV shows where it's mostly the body of work, and then the last 15 minutes is more compelling. I feel like the last 10 minutes were more compelling. It feels like another longer episode, this episode too. The things I really like is the interactions. I really did like a lot of like Easy's interaction. I like the interaction between Easy and Felipe. How, Felipe's scrubbing all the blood from the truck and his truck's all messed up. I really like the interaction between him and Angel. And now Angel, or Easy's like, oh, is he mad about the truck? He's like, yeah, he's fucking pissed about the truck, but he's more mad that his favorite son got shot up. Like, I like that. That really worked. The dialogue in here really, really works. But I did like that there's a lot of character moments. There's a lot of shots. I did feel like this was one of those episodes where it's kind of like one of those movies where the camera likes to embrace the characters. They like to really showcase the beauty of dysfunctionality, so to speak. That's what I felt like. I felt like it was one of these indie kind of movies, especially with Coco twirling, a lot of the love making scenes with Easy and Gabby, the church scene, especially the church scene when Easy's telling about the story of Francis the Saint. So I feel like it felt like an indie movie to me in this episode, especially with the camera work that was going on. The camera work, the cinematography, the location, the outside location, getting that perfect sunset right there. So actually, let's go into Coco. So Coco, a lot of people, including myself, are just like, why do we have to have this storyline for Coco, right? We want a little bit, in the beginning of the season, I felt like this character Coco, I wanted him, I understand now it's really, the actor really kind of lived through it, and then you had Elgin James, helping. Like, this is a very important part of for those two guys, right? Richard and Elgin James. So I understand that. So I think I really did, like I said, interaction wise, I liked the interaction between Coco and Hope, because leading up to season or episode 6, you didn't see too much interaction between the two, right? You didn't see too much interaction until this episode, and I did like the interaction. I did like, that's why I felt indie. It felt like an intimate moment we were sharing, right? We were seeing a lot of, we were hearing a lot of her like backstory, how she felt about herself. This is a lot of what, I want to say addicts, but just overall people who just are depression, right? Depression, you feel like you can't win, that you are the scum of the world, and that's how she feels. She feels fat, she feels ugly, she feels, and you kind of you've seen this in a lot of media or even in real life, right? So you see that the two connection that they have, especially, about her mother and Coco's mother, how they recapped it in the very beginning that Coco killed his mom. So I did like that. I did like I actually felt something between the two, even though we just see Coco go to her, and she helps him drug up, but we never really had that interaction between the two characters. So for that interaction to happen, I wish it happened earlier throughout the season. So we see, but yeah, I wish it happened earlier. But to have it now, it's really good to see that there's that dynamic there. And because I was asking, like, is this a thing? Is Coco and Hope a thing? And this kind of really confirms it that it is a thing. Now, Coco's situation gets worse, right? But in this episode, he becomes a pikey. He becomes a Guy Ritchie character. Coco is at ease at this meth camp, these gypsies. He's at ease, right? He just kind of starts becoming one of them, which is kind of crazy. Like, nobody is asking where the hell Coco is. Nobody. This baffles me that for it to be a club and for you to have members and you are part of the table, this motherfucker is off somewhere in La La Land, and yet nobody asks the question, where the hell is Coco? Go get Coco. This shit's about to go down. Insane, right? Absolutely insane. But Coco's over there with the gypsies. He's found a home, so to speak. I did like I said, I like the shots in there. It's funny that Butterfly is doing the guitar and the chick was doing the guitar. And, Coco's it was good to see Coco finally, or the actor, do something a little bit different with his acting in here, especially with the intimate moment with Hope, but also just him smiling, having fun. Like, we want Coco. I think we're starting to miss the old Coco, and it just gets worse for him as this episode goes along. You see Isaac come into the picture, and Isaac is starting to really become a scumbag. This dude will do anything, anybody, and he don't give a fuck. He tells Coco, you need to give me 3 keys. You need to give me 3 bricks, bro. And Coco's like, I just fucking got you one. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? And then Isaac is just basically, yeah, that was like a trial run. Now that I know you could do it, I need you to get more. So this leads me to suspect that Coco will probably kill Isaac in towards either the end of the season or somewhere during the season. This is because Isaac threatens to hurt Hope. He even says, I'm gonna bang Hope. Because everybody, is one with everybody. Nobody lies. They're all... It reminded me of a Charles Manson type shit, right? If you ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that's what it reminded me of. That particular scene where Brad Pitt goes to the farm or whatever, what do they call it? That thing, whatever. I call it the farm, but it's basically where they were staying at. So Coco's situation, it's going to end badly. I can already see it in the cards. Nothing good is going to happen. He's probably not going to OD at this point. After laying the foundation of this episode, he is probably going to kill Isaac. I don't know if he's going to kill everybody else on that camp, but him and Hope will probably run away or something. But either way, Coco's fate is kind of up in the air. It can either go either way. I just fucking baffled that none of the club members are wondering, like, going after Coco. I think the addressing of his, like, addiction, or just saying, like, something's wrong with Coco and this guy hasn't been at the clubhouse at all, like, and when we need him the most, like, it's just insane, right? I find it insane that nobody's doing that. Gilly wasn't. We thought Creeper was going to start doing some shit, but Creeper still hasn't really. He's definitely not the limelight of this show. And I think when coming from, like, behind the scenes, kind of behind the camera, I feel like Elgin James doesn't want to give Creeper that much spotlight, or maybe the FX or something, because they figure maybe he's just not the best actor. Because Creeper is not. I believe he was a real gang member, I believe, but. That's what I feel like. I feel like they're just not giving him because they feel like his acting ability is just not strong enough. That's what I think. But we've been seeing it. Like, Creeper's just not getting. He's getting moments where he makes the call or he notices something, but he's still not that established character. He's not getting a lot of spotlight. Even Hank, like, there's still not enough spotlight being passed around. And I think this episode really showcases that. So hopefully these last couple episodes we do, let's just say if Creeper were to die, I think a lot of people, of course the fandom would care, but I think the general audience would be like, okay, but don't get me wrong. I think I would be sad because whatever we gotten of Creeper, I really enjoyed, but I just feel like they're kind of just, they're still not, we're in episode 6 and we're still not getting enough spotlight. I thought Hank was on the roll, and then, not really. So that's Coco's situation. So that's, I guess, the frustration a little bit on it is that we're still not getting enough spotlight on some of the Mayans MC members. Taz is getting a lot. He got a lot last episode. It's a back seat right now. Angel, he's starting to become a little bit unlikable to me because he's so hot-headed. He's very hot-headed. And then Bishop is so unhinged. It's the anniversary of his son, Aiden. Another interaction I absolutely loved was him and Marcus. When Marcus got that call, and even the Marcus and Galindo interaction was great too, because Galindo's like, fuck it, I'll take care of it, because you're obviously busy with somebody fucking calling you, answer your phone. So that was a great interaction. That was a great setup. And then you got the confrontation between Marcus and Bishop, and that was so telling too, because Bishop did a great job. The actor did a great job on that scene because he's really, really breaking down. He's staying strong, but yet he's emotional because it is the anniversary of his son's death, and he's just that emotion was so great. And then just him constantly telling Marcus, you're not a fucking Mayan anymore. This is my club. You sent me to this shithole and look what happened. And Marcus knows it was kind of his fault because we do see a flashback of him dreaming, so to speak, of the accident that happened from his ex-wife, and then I think they alluded. I have to go rewatch it with the subtitles, but I think they alluded that she didn't strap him in all the way, which is kind of funny because it's not funny, but it reminds me of what's that one movie? Why did I get that Tyler Perry movie? Who did I get married to? And that was the same like storyline with Janet Jackson. So that was anything that was Bishop, I really did enjoy because you did get more revealed. You get him and what's his ex-wife name? I have it right here. And then the Mayan, I'll get into the Mayan stuff, but I really finally Antonia. There we go. I forgot her name for a minute. I thought it was Pena. Antonia, right? So I did like the when he's at the site, he has the cross. He has Aiden's picture. Then Antonia comes and they have dinner, and then they break down, and she hands him the paper. Like I knew she was gonna say she was moving away. She wants to get out of this shithole, and she wants to move, but the house is under his name too, so he needs to sign papers. So it's all this drama, right? I've noticed this episode's just full of drama, and I know a lot of people are talking about like, when's the biker shit gonna happen? There hasn't been enough biker shit happening, and I kind of agree. Like I've kind of sat back and I'm like, this is kind of like a telenovela, huh? A little bit, but I still enjoy it. So anything with Bishop, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that interaction. I really enjoyed finding out what the hell happened. And then Marcus being involved in that makes it even more juicier. And I want to see that. I want to see that conflict with Marcus and Bishop, even though they're related. So that's going to be great. So this episode was heavily, first of all, I got to say that, the extras in here, right from the get-go, when the guy comes in and he sees Easy's bloody little stomach and he gets the wheelchair, it was so funny because he just made no face. He was just poker face the whole time. So I'm just like, come on, extras, this is your chance to shine. Show me a little bit, but they didn't show me that much. So I thought that was kind of funny. Let's go to Adelita real quick. The recap just tells you what's going to happen, basically, right? So Adelita is going to go find Minnie. We all knew that was going to happen. I'm sorry. I actually laughed when I saw the kid like getting high off the paint, even with Minnie, her face full of paint, because it reminded me of another FX show called It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it just brought me back to Charlie Day and Charlie, and just like, what if Charlie was in this universe? I kind of laughed. I'm sorry. But that was, Adelita finds Minnie. So she's needs Minnie for this war, but she also cares for Minnie, of course. I thought she was going to bring some of the kids in too, because they're all fucking huffing paint and shit. So yeah, that happened. I mean, there's nothing too much about it, just really setting up for more things to come. So Angel, right? Angel wants revenge. Easy and Gabby, they take off. If that's Ventura Beach, that don't look like Ventura Beach. First of all, they ain't my hoagie stand out there. Second of all, there'd be motherfuckers all over the place over there. Third of all, it still don't look like Ventura. I don't know if they went to Ventura Beach. They didn't really actually say they did. I thought the road trip aspect of Easy and Gabby was fine. I kind of got bored a little bit. They go into the church scene. I was kind of bored on that scene. In my back of my mind, I'm like, where is everybody? Where is everybody in this episode? There should be people, either somebody at the church or somebody at the beach. Even though she does make that, like, what if somebody comes? Fuck it, right? And then Easy's line when they're about to bang at the beach, when he's like, "Are you sure?" Shut the fuck up. Easy would be not saying that. I mean, we all know his character, but come on, JD Pardo ain't gonna say, "Are you sure?" Nah, man, he's gonna go Jax with that shit and be like, "Fuck it," just. Yeah, so the road trip aspect, I think they really want to just kind of like hammer home with this relationship. I honestly don't think that Gabby is an informant working for Potter. I don't see it. I mean, I think she's genuinely worried about Easy. She loves Easy, and it's just going to be her. When we say fridging, it's like a big comic book reference where they just bring in a character to kill them off to give motivation to the main character. And I think that's exactly what we're getting off of Gabby. However, the scene where Emily shows up, oh Jesus, I think this is the only scene with Emily in it. And I was like, oh my God. But I was saying, yes. First of all, she's absolutely worried about Easy. Like, why the fuck are you there? Yes, I know. She's just, I don't know. I don't know. I feel so bad for the actress. But when Gabby comes out and she's like, oh man, I'm happy for you, Easy. And then she takes off in the car, right? And then she's so embarrassed and she's heartbroken because Easy's moved on. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? I love that part. I was like, yeah, get the hell out of here. But what I absolutely loved, like I said, some of the lines in this episode were great. Gabby's character, when Easy tells her, like, first of all, great on Easy for telling her the truth, that was my ex. We were together in high school. But when Gabby, like, this is why I like Gabby. When she says, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm not worried about your ex. I'm worried about you. I'm worried about who shot you. I'm worried about if you're going to die in the future. I love that. I absolutely love that. That is twisting it, right? I mean, you would have maybe some drama there leading to this ex. Nobody gives a shit. Gabby doesn't even give a shit about Emily. I feel so bad harping every single time, throwing shade at Emily. I don't want to, but some of the shit she does is insane. I guess we could talk about Galindo real quick, because it is real quick. He goes back and threatens like that governor chick that he's been sleeping with. I can't remember her name. It's like a long ass name. And he literally threatens her in front of everybody, thinking that she's the one that tipped the LNG off. But he's basically trying to take over he's trying to like fix everything. He was pissed at Marcus for telling him later, or not telling him right away what Nestor said that was going to happen. So that's a whole that thing was him and Emily barely had any screen time in this episode. It was just more of like setting things up, right? I really so Angel is starting to frustrate me because he's always a hothead, right? And he wants to kill Flacco, I believe his name, who tried to take a hit on Easy. Nestor, was it Marcus sends Nestor over there to protect the two, or Flacco and the other Mayan. And then and then Bishop is saying, stay cool. Nobody fucking make a move until I say so. And first of all, why did how's any of the Mayans not tracking Easy? I thought that was a little bit fishy. I was like, is nobody going to like follow Easy after he leaves the hospital? Another thing is, because what happens at the end of this episode, Angel follows Flacco in the car, and Nestor's right behind them. And Bishop says, fucking do it, make the hit. And Angel does make the hit. One, I guess because they knew they were going to go to war after doing this. And like, who else would have done it, right? I was wondering, like, why the fuck is he wearing his vest? That was my main issue. But anyway, so basically, Angel and I believe Gilly. I couldn't see who the second guy was. I mean, the only guy who was left at the club was Angel and Gilly. So they make a hit on Flacco and this guy. They pass Nestor's car and they shoot him. They shoot him dead. The car flips and Nestor's like, the fuck we're gonna do? We ain't, even though Angel and him had that nice little confrontation, which I really liked too. Like I said, a lot of interactions, a lot of confrontation that I really enjoyed. So there's a war. Angel gets a text, or Easy gets a text after he makes sweet love. War's happening. So a civil war is happening. We know now that it's the Stockton Charter that tried to put the hit on Easy. It's happening. So we'll see what happens, right? I mean, this is the episode that sets all that up. That really pushes it. We've gotten set up throughout the season, but this is what really pushes it over the edge. And now it's going to happen. We are having a war. Bishop is basically saying, fucking bring it. Bishop is going to die. I'm telling you right now, Bishop is going to die. So this episode wasn't crazy, with crazy things happening throughout it. It was more of like, it was a really smooth sailing kind of episode. It was a road trip kind of episode. It was a pause, take a breather, let's interact, let's dialogue, this kind of episode. Camera work, I noticed, independent, kind of like, an independent filmmaker kind of look in this episode. I feel like the cinematography was strong here and there, but not throughout the whole thing, because they were more on like set locations, not on set, but more of outside the set. So definitely the lighting was a little, when Easy's taking his ride with Gabby, it was fine. It was, well framed and well lit. It's fine. It was absolutely fine. Taken away from this episode, it does now. I think we will get to more of the biker kind of shit, because if you look at, I guess you're gonna have to compare it to SOA and what they're doing here. I mean, I'm enjoying what they're doing here for sure. But I do kind of, what it did make me think a little bit, that line when somebody commented saying, I want more of the club kind of stuff, and I think we're probably going to get it in these last episodes. But throughout it hasn't been, there's been missions, there's been talk, there's been lingering storylines. But I guess compare it, like, I guess the Brotherhood is so much different in this spinoff, right? I mean, these are questionable kind of things. Like, why is nobody talking like, where the fuck is Coco at? Why is nobody following Easy? So it's kind of like that, right? It's something's a little off on here. Something's just tiny bit off. We'll see what happens with the civil war that's going to happen. But overall, it was a good episode. I want to say it was fantastic. Honestly, like, I kind of felt a little bored here and there with the with more of the Gabby and Easy kind of stuff. I feel like they could have trimmed that down a little bit. I feel like this episode could have been edited a little bit better. The pacing was a slow burn, right? I mean, it's not the last 15 minutes that hit you. It was the last 10 minutes that hit you, which I don't expect shit going off every damn minute. You know, there has to be a little breathing room. There has to be a little bit of dialogue and interaction to really kind of make you feel for these characters. And I think that's what they purposely did, was they made you try to feel something for all these characters that we've been set up, right? Coco and Hope, Easy and Gabby, Felipe even, Miguel, Emily. Think about it. We had everybody except maybe Hank, Taza, and maybe Gilly and Creeper. But they made you feel with all these other characters, because something might go down in these next couple episodes. There's going to be bodies hitting the floor. There's going to be maybe backstabbing, twists, something. But don't tell me. I don't think Gabby's in the format. If you guys think she's with Potter, maybe. I mean, good luck to you. But I'm not going to bet on that. I feel like Potter should be coming in like later on down the line. If you see a recap and Potter's in it, most likely Potter's going to be in the damn episode, right? I feel like the recap is spoiling way too much. We knew, like, right when they show Minnie, I was like, oh, Minnie's going to come into this episode. Adelita's going to go find her. Yeah, too much. So that's my thoughts on the episode. If I had to rate it, I would rate it I honestly would give it a 7 out of 10, guys. This episode was a 7 out of 10 for me. It wasn't, I mean, I did enjoy a lot of the interactions, but I really felt like this needed to be edited more, more spotlight on some of the other characters. I guess the Gabby and Easy scene about St. Francis, that one took way too, that reminded me of when she's going into his like minivan, and it just took way too long. So this episode definitely could have been cut down. This episode definitely could have been edited, or a shorter episode, or just give spotlight to some other characters that need it. It was just it was a smooth sailing road trip kind of episode until the last 10 minutes, but I couldn't even bump it, honestly, even knowing, because we already know there's going to be a war coming. We already know. SOA is still on the back of our mind on that one, but right now we want to see the charter wars, right? We want to see that war. I want to see Marcus, what the fuck he's going to do, because he's my favorite character in the Mayans, and you just see that glare, right? Honestly, I thought Bishop should watch his goddamn packs, but 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. What were the things you did like? What were the things you didn't like? What do you think is going to happen next? I want predictions. I want you guys to predict what will happen next. I never watched the promo. I really just go straight here, and then I watch the promo after. So let me know what you guys think. And you guys find all my reviews, TV, movie, anime, music even. We also, energy drinks. I'll be doing some energy drinks reviews soon. So you can find all those reviews and a lot of different other videos on my channel, Pop Culture channel. So subscribe to the channel, spread the word, tell people, shout it out. Yes, Dan the Man is here on YouTube, so subscribe to that channel. Like the video so we could keep this momentum going, the algorithm and all that shit. And you can find me on Instagram at Dan the Man Reviews, or Twitch DMan80528. So, and then every Thursday I do a breakdown recap. So everybody always asks me where Taylor's at. Well, she's with me breaking down these videos every episode on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So come and chat, and then we always try to answer all your guys' comments. So good night, guys. Until next week, another episode down, some momentum coming into the next episode. So I'm Dan to make it down soon. I'm out here. Bye, guys.